Ka working president jong ka parti Kongres ka kong Mazel Ampareen lingdo. Kalaong ba ka jingle Kyrkieh jong ki nongyelam na ki artli ki jella. Ki bala persang ban penbait no klo yu put usam hapdeng ka Assam ban Meghalaya. Ka bala sakut la bun snem kadai ka bala penkhusla ya baro. Namar ba ka jella Meghalaya kamdan AA ban shim na ka Assam. Lane ba kan ai AA sya ka Assam. Habakran mat kilat pathai khubor ka kong Ampareen kalaong hagapay day baga jing penbait yu put usam padang ka jilla Assam ban Meghalaya lamiru ki jingdawa baki day ban Kynthuplang ye ki nong mi khmat na ka district council bat ya kamap ka badon hakane ka jingyakran ban penbait yu put usam padang ka Assam ban Meghalaya. Kalaong ru baga regional committee na West Khasi Hills ka jing Jurip ka ba Khappud hatu kala poi hakano kano karai namar bakane ka komiti ka bala penlong ya ka jingkendu bon na ki briu na ka parti kongres ki badai ki dekhot hakane ka komiti kilai thu babun na ki mat omshem lala ban penbait da kane ka komiti kala ban rap susu hakaba ka komiti ka Khlem ban penbait EA ha ka jingelang bat ki pajba balai ka long ka Kyrkieh banle Jurip da ki nongyelam ka jilla nabaro artli ki jilla shakate ka jaka.
The urgency in which the two leaders of our two states are trying to quickly solve the so-called pending, vexed interstate boundary issue is something which concerns everyone. Now, time again we have said that Meghalaya does not have anything to give, nor does it have anything to take. Now you have also seen that there are many voices that are demanding for the inclusion of maps and representation of the district autonomous councils in this entire boundary talk. Now I really don't know whether the last committee in the West, which was to look at Langpi and its adjoining areas, actually came up to a conclusion. Because when that committee met, I remember several of our party men who were members of that committee saying that a lot of things remain unresolved. Now, when your committee has not even concluded its finding and made its finding public, where is the urgency of taking two heads of states to that location? I'm just worried in case this urgency in which they want to sort out everything is not with bad intention. I don't even know whether or not the state of Meghalaya has been given sufficient time to build its dossier for the claim of the entire projection of our boundaries as inherited in 1972. We were all in government at some point or the other. We are all aware of the complicated issues. We are all aware of the fact that the Survey of India and its presentation through the various commissions that took its view on the border issue have all been unsatisfactory. In fact, even government of Assam has questioned it in all of the various commissions that were put in place. Why were they in such a big hurry to meet there? And I hope that their meeting today is not going to have final resolutions and all that, because I think that there's going to be a lot of anger and frustration, and at this point of time, post-pandemic, we need to see the state focusing on other issues which are far more relevant, like economic stability. We would like to see the state deal with livelihood issues which have been left undealt with till today. The entire education system, which has suffered so much because of the pandemic. I just hope that these two chief ministers will not be in any hurry to present any final decision on the ground, because that would have multiple ramifications, and I don't want to see that happening. No country, no nation, no region is void of history. And if we all have to look at documentation before you stake claim of a boundary is ridiculous, because there is so much that history probably cannot present in black and white. When we got the state and we were carved out of the state of Assam, very clearly we were told that these to the east, north, south, west are your boundaries. There were these 12 disputed areas which remained unresolved only because of the change of names of rivers, mispronunciation of localities or areas or hills. So my limited understanding of the boundary goes on to say, respect the instrument of accession, because that was the basis on which all Khasi Jaintia states of the past went to the government of India and were willing to be part of India even prior to independence. Now Assam cannot rudely take that away from us, and we don't want bloodshed. We want dialogue, we want discussion, but history should be the basis of all of this discussion. When it comes to boundary and border and interstate boundary border issues, please leave the politics out. Tomorrow I may not any longer be in politics. I may not even be a congressman for all you know. But my children will be the inheritors of the state. So leave your politics out and stop blaming anyone, past, present. If you're going to blame the Congress for not having sorted out this boundary dispute with Assam, why didn't our forefathers therefore in 1971-72 do that? How long can you keep blaming people? Leave your politics out. Be grateful of what our forefathers did. Be grateful of the political parties that fought a non-violence a non-violence movement to get our own state. Let's take the key from there. If our forefathers went on to settle the dispute between states in a non-violent manner, why shouldn't we, the generation next to that? I sincerely believe that politics has to be away from this. We cannot look at who's blaming whom. Just make sure that our kids get a state with a boundary that is worthy of what our forefathers fought for. Keep that in mind. I think everything else will follow suit.